Fatherhood is this big bubble and has a whole bunch of adjectives that are thrown into it, but you have to truly accomplish each one of those. Now, some days you're going to fall short on some of them, but as long as you're able to truly just keep everything together, that's what it is for me. When I met my wife, she came to me and she created a space where it was okay to rely on someone else. And that reliance for me, while scary, because I choose to, and I was taught to be very self-sufficient in those things. She made it okay to say like, hey, you can trust me. You have a support system that is outside of the home that you know. And eventually we made it home together. I had my first child at 30. Having him in my arms was like this just like wow moment. I knew that regardless of whatever, I was going to have to show up. And it was going to be day after day after day, but it was not going to be something that was so hard that I wouldn't want to do it. I was already working hard, but that was like okay, now this is your go harder moment. And what are you going to do to respond to it? Because ultimately, like, there is no giving this child back. There is us now. 3 kids. 3 kids is a life changer. 3 is a different car. 3 is a different house. 3 is like, what are y'all doing? It's almost like I can't go drop y'all off at people's houses. I can't. Babysitters now are a little bit more scarce because they're like, 3 of y'all. Like it's a lot. Even my mom is like, we can do it in hour shifts. So we're not gonna do like full nights with this entire, you got a group. Are you able now to spread the love? Like that was a big question. Like, am I going to be able to spread the love and the time needed to like rear all of these people at the same time? I couldn't do it alone. The partnership with my wife is supremely important. We're able to divide our time and, she's doing these things, I'm doing homework. The financial responsibility is shared, to understand that the scheduling responsibility is shared, the pickups, the drop-offs, the activities, everything that comes with it. And to also realize that not just my children having their own lives, like we have our own lives too. I would never have a break. And that break is important because you have to take care of yourself in order to make sure that you're taking care of these babies. The thing that keeps me motivated as a father is love. It's understanding that this child loves me regardless. I can be trash, I can be the greatest thing ever, but regardless, that child loves me. And to understand that we share that love, that's it. That is my greatest motivator. The sense of accomplishment, finishing homework, and like my child's like, oh man, I got it. It's not necessarily having everything together or having everything right, but ultimately giving yourself and giving other people the grace to grow and learn together. Every day we're all growing. Being a father, there are certain benchmarks that we have to hit. It's like, my kids are in private school, so it's like, do you have the money for it? Are you making sure that you're set up in the long run for those things? For me, being a father truly means being there for other people. It's one of those things, like I meet young fathers, I meet young professional men, and I meet people every day who, they ask questions. They're like, man, you're young, you have 3 kids, like, how do you do it? I choose to reach out and give to anybody who's around, because I realize, just like my wife had to tell me about feeding schedules and all the rest of that stuff, well, who else doesn't know? Like, what can I tell you that will help you become a better father? Fathers can start anywhere and ultimately wind up where they want to be.